Hi, I'm Diana, and this is So Meta.
So Meta.
Hi, this is Luca from So Meta. I'm your host today. I'm also a coach and hypnotherapist at LucaMindCoach.com. Today we're going to talk to Diana. Diana and I met years ago when I was working in fashion. Diana is an exceptional model. She's an international model. She's an award-winning filmmaker with honorable mention in the field. She's also an author, and she will be talking about her book later today.
Yes.
So let's get into it. Honestly, I'm so glad that more body types and ages are being represented in fashion right now, because sometimes you look at these fashion shows and they're gorgeous. The clothes are fantastic, but you look at the models and they look like preteen sometimes. They look like
they
honestly
are also
kids. So I'm not sure if I can
and
see
not all
myself
are
in it.
so experienced. I mean, most of the teen models are not yet can properly walk, and I see it a lot in the fashion shows. Like when I was a teen, neither did I knew how
Yeah.
to do the confident catwalk, and all this needs work to be more into yourself, to know how to, because catwalk is actually an art. It's not like you just walk, because some models think it's like it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna walk. You know how many times I have heard this?
In a way, it's more like acting to me.
Yes.
I mean, this is the way I think about modeling. Modeling is, to me, is really acting, but without words.
It's like it's like
It's
you're
performance.
a
It is.
dancer,
It's
and you have to
100%.
perform. You look, because you are actually performing confidence, like a ballet or an actress performing sadness. Now it's dramatic into the modeling. It's more drama. You need to perform the dramatic self in some catwalks, like Margiela.
100%. And remember when I
Yes.
used to dress you when we worked in Milan together, I was briefed by the seller on who the buyer was. And based on that, I
Yes.
had to give you instructions on how to walk, because some buyers like a very animated model with a lot of shoulder movement, a lot very sexy, very sensual. Others like a more conservative model because that's the kind
Okay.
of client they have. You're right. You're right. You have different personas to embody every
Exactly.
time you go out and walk. So it's not just walking.
Yeah.
It's a
And I didn't
performance.
know
And I
that when
love
I
that.
was younger. I could not understand that neither. It took me years to understand that, you know what? It's not just walking. When you go to a modeling class, they try to teach like master class confident walking, but you have to own it to understand confidence so you can present it. It's not just teachable. You have to live it through.
Hi, this is Luca from Someta. I want to talk to you about the paid partner of this episode, BetterHelp. I've been in therapy for most of my life, since I was a child really. The benefits of therapy are so profound and really help us live better lives. That's why I chose to become a therapist myself, to help others. But therapists also go to therapy, and when I need to talk things through with a professional, I choose BetterHelp. When my mom had cancer, I needed to talk to someone to unravel my thoughts, my worries. I was traveling a lot and I spent a lot of my time commuting, or I spent it with her, looking after her, supporting her. That meant I was away from my home, from my friends, from my routine. My life was on hold and I didn't have a support system for myself. That's why BetterHelp was the best choice for me at that time. All I needed was my phone or my laptop and access to the internet. I didn't need to travel to someone's office. I didn't have to scroll through endless directories, and I didn't have to break the bank either. After a short questionnaire, BetterHelp matched me with a credentialed therapist based on my preferences within 48 hours. Which is usually how long it takes to get matched. But if for whatever reason you want to change therapist, you can do so with a click. It's that easy. I love that I could book and manage my appointments based on my schedule. And I could even access group therapy sessions that are organized by topic. BetterHelp made it easier for me to look after myself when I was looking after my mom. If you need support, let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist. Visit betterhelp.com/SoMeta or use the code SOMETA and enjoy a special discount. And now, back to the show. So tell me about your story about how you got into modeling. Did you actually go to a modeling school? You said, I want to become a model. I will get signed.
I
I'll go
actually
to modeling
went
school.
to
Is that what you did?
a small seminars here to a modeling. But I was pretty good from the beginning. They're like, okay, you know a lot. It's okay. It's nothing we can teach you, actually. Yes, they could not teach me very much things. I actually had to learn them myself. I started traveling. I fall in love with Milano, where we met. I went to Asia, but I did not manipulate it right because I was a lost teenager, let's say. I was lost in my demons, in my mind. So I did a lot of mistakes while I was a younger model, say like party, drinks, drugs, let's say.
In a way, that's the industry,
but
isn't it?
there are people who fall to it and the people who don't. I was from the people who felt to it, but I had my own demons, my own emotional distress that I did not understand back then, because when you are young, you don't know so many things. You think you know everything, but you actually don't.
You actually do think you know more than other people when you're so young.
You just have fun. You just lose yourself. You just experience things. And then you have this that I had when after I modeled, I was fabulous. I was going to parties. I was doing jobs, the model life. Like most of people want to experience this fabulous life. It can take you in. It can suck you in.
It does. It really does.
And I lost myself into this world because I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. Yeah, so I stopped. I stopped modeling for 2 years to find myself, let's say, because I got lost in Milano, in Asia. I got lost everywhere. Because you're outside, you don't have a good guidance, and I am a very rebellious person. I didn't have good guidance, and I was a rebel. These two things don't go well together.
It's not the greatest mix. No,
yes,
it can
I'm
be
still
dangerous.
a rebel when I do not agree with something, but I'm more I'm more intelligent right now, let's say, because I made myself intelligent to understand things, to understand people, to understand the world. But before I had a closed doors.
So what helped you making that transformation from a rebel without guidance that got lost in the fashion industry to the Diana we see today that is a lot more, still a rebel, but kind of like self-guide herself
it was a long journey.
into all of these industries that are very, very competitive and very
it made me
a
lot insecure, this industry, because you go rejection after rejection. And it made my vision, I read it also in my book, this story, it distorted my vision of myself. Well, I'm a beautiful woman. I saw myself that I was incomplete and ugly. And now I see the picture, that selfish picture and normal pictures, that when you take them, you say, oh, I'm not so good in this picture. I don't like this picture. And I see it after 5 years. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gorgeous. Oh my God, this beauty, What happened to my vision? I got so distorted that I could not see that I was beautiful. And this, with a lot of slaps, I came to understand that I needed to change, go back, because it was really bad for me. I actually lived an experience of grief. Someone died, and then I discovered death exists, because when you're young, you live forever, don't die. And then I discovered death exists. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Everything is for nothing. And that hit me very, very bad. It can
The first encounter with that face is always a little bit
Yes,
reality
exactly.
check, isn't it?
That was my reality check. And then I discovered, oh my God, my life is for nothing. I live for nothing. I don't do anything important in my life. Because then I saw modeling as a joke at that time. Like, why? Now it's different. Back then it was like, okay, I'm just a pretty girl. And then I went into myself. I didn't start, I didn't go to film school straight away. I needed to find myself what I'm going to do, what I want to do. So I started writing. I started to take like writing lessons, creative writing lessons. And I started writing. And then I decided that because I wanted to write, but I did not know how to fix a story, beginning, middle, end, and make it interesting, because also to fixing a story, it have many points, it has rules, it have rules to make the story interesting and keep the audience, like a story structure and the secrets, the spicy secrets. So I decided with my mind that I will go to film school. That's how I'm going to learn to build a story, because in Greece they did not have like writing school, they had seminars. So I did this fabulous decision, and then I realized where I was going. And I was like, what? I had no fucking idea. Like, okay, I'm going to go to film school to learn how to fix a story. And then they're like, okay, first semester, fix a movie. From the first semester. So I gathered my friends and started fixing a movie that was very, like, first time for me, very difficult. But I liked it. I'm like, wow, okay. Very anxious era of my life as well to fix this movie. Because you have to be a very strong character to direct, to give to give orders, and people follow, because a lot of people will start telling you, you know what, and you have to compete that. So you build character. I was forced in that situation to build a leading character that I was not actually. I was like a sweet girl. I was a sweet girl who liked to have fun with people, but they do not know how to be a leader, let's say.
Did your experience with modeling help you in finding your character as a director?
I would say that my experience in modeling, when I came back to modeling, helped me to find my confidence. It ruined my confidence, but then it helped me to regain my confidence. It's very strange things to say, but when you change a whole mind after the era of depression that I've been, to go back, it helped me to gain my confidence, to be more like, you know what? I will tell this person to do that, but you say it needs performance, yeah? It needs acting. So you put first the character, well, inside you, like very anxious, you know? So this modeling helped me to gain confidence to get into the room. I want this shot like this. And then you go away behind the walls and be like, oh my God, what did I do? I'm very scared. But it made me to to get inside the room. Everybody's looking at me. I'm like, okay, guys, chop, let's do this. In the setting of the clothes, like there's like, I was in a fashion festivals. I took part in fashion festivals because of my journey modeling. I did a movie that was a fashion movie. So I descended to fashion festivals in Croatia, in LA, in Chicago, in Manchester, and I got into some, and it was a very great experience. I also was nominated for Best Actress in one of these fashion festivals because I played. Of course, I put myself to play in one of them. And I ended up being a judge in Croatia Fashion Film Festival. Yeah, you don't know where
Wow.
this.
How was
To
that like?
see it was amazing to see the work of other people. It like give me every time I see the work of other people as a judge, it gives me inspiration. Like wow, look what this guy did. I
Yeah.
can like somehow work in this aesthetic. It's and then I go and try it out. Of course, I get blurred. I keep forgetting things, so I have to like rewatch it so it can stick with me. Or I just leave it, take its way, and come back to me in other forms. I'm not so psychotic to this guy did this. I'm gonna do like this. No, or if it's come to me, it comes. But I get inspired by this. I saw also so many movies that gave me more strength and belief that I can do better.
Was it like one specific that gave you that inspiration or that
Yes, I
strength?
still. I think it was from Italy actually. I don't remember how it's called. It's been like some years. Glow something. And it had a lot of different. I'm talking about a fashion movie right now. It had like a different editorial looks, and it looked like it was shot very simple in the city, showing the city, the rain, and then it is transmitted in more avant-garde looks with mirrors, very like oniric, let's say, and a little bit psychotic. And I'm like, oh my God, this was my inspiration for my movie Closet, actually.
And what was the moment where you got that strength? Where you say, oh, this is giving me inspiration or strength? What was it in the
In that
movie?
movie,
Was it like the story or was it a
it
particular
was
scene?
the
What
images, let's
inspired you?
say. Yeah, because when I
Okay.
see that I can do the image about filmmaking, when I can reproduce this image and it sits well, I'm like, yes, I can do that. And every time I see this, because let me tell you my dark secret. When I see my movies, I don't like them. And then I
Okay.
rewatch my movies after so many years. It's like the same with the pictures of me. I'm like, oh, I did this extraordinary thing. Oh my God, I do not believe it.
You know what? To be honest, I don't think that's so unusual. I think a lot of people, especially artists, when they're doing something, as soon as they finished it, they're like,
Yeah.
okay, especially if they rewatch it, they're not always like excited about it or they're not happy about the result. But then when they go back and watch it again after some time, they're like, I completely missed that. This is
Yes.
actually really good. And, in the moment you don't see it, but if you leave some space and time, you say, actually, I didn't really appreciate the work I did, but this is actually pretty good.
I had the same for the book that I have now. I was writing for 5 years. And every time, like, what am I writing? What am I writing? And they came at a point like, okay, stop. It's good. Publish it. And now I am translating it into Greek because I wrote it in English. Translate it now. So soon my Greek friends that do not know English can read it. Don't worry. I got you covered. And and I'm like, oh my God, it's really good. It's not for everyone. This book, it's not for everyone. Not everyone will agree with my ideas because I'm like writing my opinions there and my ideas and not literature or a novel. It's basically my brain.
And you say that in the book, this is based on your opinions. So it's like scientific that everyone needs to agree. So your book is
Yes.
called Crazy But Okay, which the title already
Thank
I'm
you.
in love with. And I think it gives a lot of insight of what the book is going to be about. But tell us about the book specifically? And if you want, you can read us a
Yes.
passage or a few lines.
The book, it was an inspiration because everybody's a little bit like crazy. Nobody's normal here. Don't pretend that anybody's normal. Everybody has something. Everybody has a little bit disturbed, not in a bad way. Everybody has their moments of craziness. It's bad and good. So the book basically says that you have to accept who you are and not look at others that people can make you feel bad. I talk a lot about the other people that because we want to seek their acceptance, we are hiding our light. We are hiding our craziness because we are afraid to show it. But instead, this exactly craziness can lead you to even bigger things, to lead you to the life you want
I
to
agree.
experience. And I see it in a lot of people, and especially, I'll say modeling, that people are worried about the others, and they get a little bit stiff, and they get a little bit mean. Because when you mean it's something that it's not okay, you are afraid. People are afraid of other people. I am afraid of other people. And when I'm afraid of other people, either I get inside me or I become very strong and you're afraid to talk to me. You understand that some people are not aggressive. They are scared and they give a bad attitude because they cannot communicate. And I say in the book, I understand these people because they have their own worries, their own fears, and basically don't give a fuck. Why you should give a fuck about people that do not actually give a fuck about you? Because eventually we're all alone. In the end, I have this message to everyone that, okay, maybe we are crazy, we are still unique, and it's very important to be kind to people around because it's a domino effect. You are kind to someone and you brighten their day, so they become kind to someone else, and this effect, the domino effect, continues. Yes.
It's the ripple effect.
If someone is mean to you, then you get frustrated. You are getting mean to someone else, and then it's a whole karmic connection of meanness that keeps going, and you do not know where it's stopping. Instead, you can be you. You first need to heal to understand how to communicate with people, and you can actually help the future leader to emerge instead of pointing fingers and make him shrink so he cannot be the best version of himself, because we have lost a lot of talent because people did not know how to communicate and to give advice, and instead were mean and laugh to the other person. Like, haha, what are you doing? And then he shrank himself and he never became what he was meant to be on this planet Earth.
And then someone obviously becomes bitter and sour and cynical towards life and towards others because they never learned how to embrace themselves. And so they will never embrace you or, the rest of the world fully because they don't give that love to themselves. So they're not going to be able to give it to others.
And we will never change the world.
I love that. It's so true.
If we keep doing this, if we don't understand that people are understanding, it's not that we are doomed, but it's not all people, because I still see a situation like, what? This old grown man or grown up woman is still thinking like, what? And you see it all around it. We are in a good place as consciousness, as humanity, that there are a lot of people who want to grow up, understand that negativity is not the solution, but positivity can actually do a lot better. And yes, it's not easy to be positive all the time because everybody has their moments. of anger, of frustration. And also these moments needs to get out, but it needs to get out in a good way, not in a bad way. Because if you don't get them out healthy, you can destroy a whole country, like Hitler did. I say in the book that because one man did not have a healthy expression of his anger, he actually killed half the world. If you don't have a healthy expression of anger, you can destroy your life.
And not just anger, it can be expression of any emotion. If you don't express your true self, your happiness, your all of the spectrum of emotions, it will have a repercussion
Yes.
on your behavior.
And then you sit with yourself and you say, what went wrong? You don't even remember what went wrong from the first place, and you end up in that unpleasant situation.
Especially to do that work by yourself and be self-analytical and also accurate, it becomes really difficult. The more time and space you leave, the more difficult it becomes to really uncover what's the root cause and separate what actually were the excuses and what were the events that reinforce that belief or that behavior. You're right. If you as soon as you spot the problem, it's important to work on it, because the longer you leave it, the more difficult it is to actually unravel all
and
of
also
this
not
mess.
to be ashamed of feeling this, because when you find the spot, you have to live with it. You have to. A lot of people right now has closed their emotions. You see it, especially men. They come to you like, I do not feel right.
Yeah.
They are afraid. The most men maybe they're more emotional than women, because they're afraid of feeling given love, because they're afraid of getting hurt. So when right now someone discovers what is the feeling that they need to experience, they will get in the room in a depressive state, in an anger space, but they do not need to feel bad about it. This is also a message that you need to live with your dark self and not be afraid of feeling negative emotions, because also all this positivity around us, it's good, but it also makes us a little bit confused. To be afraid of anger, to be afraid of sadness. These emotions indicates you why you are angry and you need to resolve it. So you need to feel it and not be afraid and hide it inside you. It's okay to cry, to sit and cry. It's very healthy. Yes.
It's okay to cry.
But
Absolutely.
don't cry to the point obsessively, because some people cry and do not find the solutions.
No.
It's okay to cry because new emotions emerge, so you can get deeper into the wound. But don't become a masochist of crying. Also, this is a fine line, because many people maybe like the victim mentality and like to cry a lot.
I was guilty of that when I was younger, and I think it was a little bit like a cultural thing, and definitely a running theme in my family of getting upset and staying upset and keep that state going.
Be upset,
forever,
to be angry, let's say.
To drag these negative emotions for a very long time and to cling to them, and I didn't see how toxic and negative it was until I realized how other people actually deal with their emotions, people that are more emotionally regulated. So what I do now is I give myself a time and a space to be upset about something. And I say, I'm allowed to be upset and express my feelings and emotions in this space and in this time. It can be like an hour, or it can be a whole day. I can say, you know what, I'm taking a day off today. I'm just gonna feel very crappy, and it's okay. I'm gonna rant about it with a friend. I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm gonna eat a lot of ice cream, and then I'll be fine because at least it's out of my system. But I do it in a way that feels safe and contained as well.
That's right.
Also, something I do now is I love alternative music. I love hard music. And I always loved metal music. And one of the things I struggle with sometimes is expression of anger. Sometimes I feel really bad about feeling angry and directed towards somebody. So what I do now is I took screaming lessons.
There's screaming lessons?
With a vocal coach. Yes, like metal screams.
Yes.
And it's amazing to release anger and to actually express some negative emotion, but in a creative way. It's almost like acting, I suppose.
Acting has a lot to do with emotions.
Sometimes you need to channel your emotions sometimes to express art. And I think that way really works for me and it's really fun. And it feels also very, very safe and appropriate instead of like lashing out at somebody. That's what I do now. What do you do to express anger?
I cry. Yes,
You cry? Okay. Do you cry by yourself or with a friend?
I do not. Only when I feel safe doing it. Because the friendship exchange, sometimes it's a joyful exchange. It doesn't have to be all sorrow and stuff. And when you find yourself to be in the sorrow friendship all the time, it's not a healthy friendship, let's say. I actually permit myself, I dance a lot also. Dances have helped me a lot. I permitted myself to cry when the emotions, when I'm safe in my house and the emotions is here and trying to get out. I permitted. I also had this one time experience of crying that I could cry for a situation that came out. Just a tear. I just released a tear. I couldn't do it anymore. It was so suppressed in me, that I could not like sit and cry and released it. I just left a tear. And then after 2 days, left another tear. And then after 2 weeks, it just came into small fractures. When it came to my reality, this emotion, this reality that I constructed, let's say, and fed a lot in me. It came in small doses because it couldn't go out as a big wave because because inside of my mind, while I was kind of like, why another person in me say, I don't cry for this. Why are you crying for this? You don't need to cry because this and this and this. So it's like a struggle also inside of you to let this tear drop. And then I drop it and then I get back in my daylight. But it was an interesting crying experience. I was like cleaning my dishes and like, oh my God, it comes to me, and then release it. And then you continue cleaning your dishes, what you gonna do, cry all day?
It's interesting how certain tasks, especially repetitive tasks, actually help us regulate emotions. Like sometimes cleaning dishes or doing like mindless tasks where you don't necessarily have to focus on. And doing repetitive movements, especially with your arms and with your legs, can actually help feelings come up easier. I find that very fascinating. Your transition from the years you got lost in fashion and your depression and your comeback, basically, and this healing journey through writing your book. What made you do the change and say, I have to write this down?
I felt the need of doing something in my life. It came day by day. And what helped me is I found a school, a meditation school here in Greece. Also, meditation helped me a lot. I found a school that teaches like ancient Indian philosophies and teaches meditation, and that this guru, this woman, she's a woman, helped me a lot to clean my emotions. She's like a psychologist, but more spiritual. And I'm still going to her because she has helped me a lot. But this help into the spiritualism to understand that also life can be beautiful helped me day by day. Because some days I couldn't write, Depression, it's like huge cloud of you. It's huge, but it's you cannot move sometimes. You do not understand what this. It's this emotion, but emotion is a reality of itself that have fallen to you, and it's not real. I mean, I don't discard emotions, but this reality actually it's not real. It's a fixation of your mind that you're not good enough, you're not worthy, your life is for nothing. And for me, it was the achievement. I needed to prove myself to myself. Whatever I did, it was to prove to myself that I'm worthy. My life is not for nothing. That was I think my biggest worry, that I will live from this life, and I have done nothing. Nothing extraordinary. It's like a purpose for you to live. It's important to find a purpose for something. For me, is all these choices I made with writing, filmmaking, meditation, helped me a lot, because I have found my purpose and say that, what, my life is not for nothing. I have helped people. I have cheered up people. Even if I did some movies of mine are thrillers. I like thrillers. I like it's not helping you in some way, but I also allow this aspect of myself, the dark aspect of myself, who like thrillers to emerge. Because if I don't allow it, the dark art person to go out, the depressive poet to go out, then the light won't find its way to go out. It's like I have this double art, like the sorrow and the light. But if you don't go through the sorrow, you can't go to the light.
100%. You have to go through it.
So if you see my work, you see this angelic person, you write a book, find yourself and be happy, and then you see my movies and you're like, what the fuck? Like this is some very disturbing things. But it's a person in me that needs to say some things until it's get enough, and then I permit the other person to say.
I completely love that, actually. I find that to be so real. Because, like you said, sometimes we have expectations of people, and, if they look one way, we expect them to be that way all the time. And that's us making them like bi-dimensional, But actually people have a lot of depth, and they have a lot of sides that we don't see all the time. So the fact that you can express all of these other sides that people don't see so often in your films.
But you have to permit it, to say, yes, I'm this person as well.
If you don't see it yourself and you don't embrace it, you can't let it out.
And not feel ashamed that you are this kind of person. But also with caution. You don't need to hurt other people in order to express this person. Because the expression of this person that you are, let's say, a person, not a dangerous, but very dark person. You have to find a path that do not destroy anything. You have to protect the perimeter of this person, so it's do not get distracted. But it's very fine line to find inside of you. You have to work on it. It's not that, oh, I allowed it. You have to have a trip and be very patient with yourself and with others, because others have the same journey as you. We all want the same things. We all do the same things. And we all cry for the same things. We just don't understand that the other person is just like us. And we judge, this guy did that.
Sometimes when we judge others, we also judge ourselves.
I do this too as well.
Because we don't accept that
exactly.
part. This podcast is brought to you by LucaMindCoach. As a therapist, I understand that talking therapy isn't everyone's first choice. But I also understand the impact of listening to other people's stories and how these can give us the strength and inspiration to find our own solutions for ourselves. And this is why I started So Meta. And for those of you who want to learn how to manage stress and some relaxation techniques, I created a quick self-paced workshop you can do in your own time. Take advantage of a special 20% discount and really learn how to manage stress for less than $40. Use the code SOMETA20, link in the description box. Would you like to read us a few lines from your book?
I share a personal story here. I worried that some female models did not like me. Their acceptance played a significant role in not feeling isolated in this industry. This insecurity made me shrink in my own shine, not to overthrow those who could be a little jealous if I stepped above. Now, I do not dictate my life on the emotions of other people who won't be in my life tomorrow, especially the ones who would not be happy with my success. People cannot harm us if we do not let them. Our mind hurts us if we allow it. If you think a whole group is thinking negatively about you, you feel detached and abandoned by that group. You give power to that emotion to stop you from making vital decisions in your life. The mind punches us mentally, and we fight to overcome the emotional pain. If we stay in the state of being wounded or afraid without moving on, we are unpleasantly stuck in the same loop in our lives. We are stuck in a time when we were 25, even if we reached 40.
If there is one thing you would like fashion industry or the filming industry to change, what would you like to see changing in those industries?
I think in the industry, let's not say lies about it. First of all, you have to prove yourself to achieve in this industry. Otherwise, they're like, right now it's a flu of Nepo babies, let's say, and people who know each other. And it's like they're stuck with each other, so it's very difficult to get in. And this is also in the film industry and in the fashion industry. You have to make something really significant to get in. You have to work your ass, and I'm not saying it's bad to work your ass and do something significant, but it's so closed industry that it's very difficult to get in. And most of them are so secure in their placing that they do not allow you to show your work. This is my experience. This is what I think. Maybe I'm wrong or something. But I think that it's so isolated right now. Even we say it's not, but it's still. And people don't want to lose their jobs. Let's not blame them, because if we had this job, we wouldn't allow other people to take our jobs here, because they want to keep their job as well. They don't like, who are you? You think we have this role, you think you're so special, who you think you are? They also try to keep the security of their life. And I think this is in all jobs, but it's like this in this art industries. You have to to really work to get through. And especially now, in modeling, it's very frustrating. I don't know about filmmaking, but models are nepos. They're not. They haven't worked their ass to be there. some people.
Do you think in a way it's more easy or difficult to become a model or an actor or enter
It's all
these
difficult.
industries
It's not easy.
right now with the fact of we're all on the internet and we're all on social media?
It's getting even difficult more and more because I think that we are all want the same thing, but many people want to become singers, models, actors. It's, as you said, it's more open. And in the social media, in the internet, people are fed up of people trying to show their work, like tired, let's say, because you cannot be everyone influencer, because everybody is basically trying to be that. In order to become a model or an actress, you have to be an influencer as well right now. In order to be accepted, you have to have 1 million followers. And people are trying, everybody is trying to do that. And in social media, it's not something new now, it's something old. And people are fed up of this, tired or another wannabe influencer. I also do skits on TikTok or blogs because I'm trying to gain followers as well because it's gonna help my job. But right now we are running this cycle because I came to understand that if it wasn't this cycle, I wouldn't do any videos in TikTok. I would sit in my bed and watch movies and write.
Honestly, I get it completely because whatever job you do now, even me as a therapist, if I don't put my work online, nobody will notice me, so no one will come to me. If I don't constantly put things on TikTok, I mean, my highlight of being a therapist is really not being on TikTok. It's not my end goal, but unfortunately, it's all about being as visible as possible. Otherwise, people they think you disappeared from the face of it. They don't think
exactly.
you exist.
You do not exist.
So I think it's so hard. It's so hard to be on with cameras ready and lighting and things and something interesting to say all of the time.
Yes.
When you just want to do your work and when you just want to, go through your life without necessarily having cameras on you all day.
Difficult.
I find it frustrating
Yesterday I went to the beach here in Greece and I didn't take a picture. I'm like, because usually when you go somewhere you take pictures, and yesterday I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
But when you don't, you're more in the moment. You just enjoy it.
I got so fed up of this social need of, and I'm very good at it. I am good because when I go to modeling jobs, I have my tripod. I have my. I'm a film director, like in reels, in the backstage. People are like, she's crazy. Well, she's with her phone all the time doing this and that. But I give results, let's say. But now you need to give results, otherwise you don't work if you don't post. Because in the past, let's say in the modeling, you didn't need to have all these tripods with you. Nobody cared. If you post backstage, it was easier.
No, and models were definitely not taking selfies every 5 minutes.
No, I make a fucking video clip. I sit and do a video clip of my outfit because I can. Yes, if you see my Instagram account, my TikTok, I have a lot of video clips because I can do that. I'm actually, I like it doing that. I wouldn't say that I don't like it. I like doing that. But it put me in a situation that I feel that I have to do that.
100%. I completely get it because it's the same with me.
And then you see, because you're so stuck, you see what you got and like, fuck, I didn't take it from that angle. And I like frustrated. And I know because I'm so tired of it, but I didn't look it for, I'm more fed up actually with this. I'm like, fuck. Anyway, it works. It works. I'm going to make it work. Who cares? When you do it.
Anything online now lasts 5 seconds. Then people scroll to something else. So if it's not perfect, never mind. Doesn't matter. But I think before social media, I remember when I was doing modeling and I was in the fashion industry. I remember there were so many platforms where you exchange ideas with photographers and models and other people were criticizing your lookbook because they're like, oh, the shades here are, you need to work on the colors, you need to work on the shapes of your poses, the lighting is not correct, that, you know, these could be improved. Now nobody cares because nobody is actually looking at your pictures for more than a couple of seconds. So none of that exists anymore. But before it was all about creating the perfect picture, almost like with a painting, you know. That is kind of lost now in a way. And perfection is not really required, which is okay. But volume is really important. So you have to post like almost every day or at least every week. Otherwise they think you're dead.
Oh my God, yes. One time I closed everything. So that time when I stopped modeling, I also closed my Facebook, my every account to take some me time. Someone came to me and said, I was so sad. I thought you died. Because I closed my accounts to get some me time. Yes.
Oh my God. Wow, that's intense. I thought you died.
I was so sad. I get so... I didn't know where to send the condolences. And then I appear alive.
Well, at least you know
you,
some people care about you. All right, so we're coming to a close, but I would like to ask you a series of questions, and I would like you to just come up with the first answer that comes to your mind, okay? So, if you could be anyone or anything in the world, what would you be?
Lady Gaga.
Yes. You know what? I'm not sure if this was intentional back then. But,
everybody.
You got a lot of work because you used to look like exactly like Lady Gaga.
Yeah, it was
I remember when you came to the casting in the showroom, I remember you walked in, I was like, oh fuck, she looks like Lady Gaga. I was like, and it was casting day, and I can't remember if I was even allowed to express my opinion on the casting. I remember in that internship, they threw a lot of different positions at me. They gave me different tasks on different days because they wanted me to experience all different sides of the work. But I think that day when you walked in, I was kind of doing casting as well. And I said, we need to get this girl because she looks like Lady Gaga and she's going to be huge. And you were actually, it's just incredible. You just look like her. So it's funny that you say Lady Gaga.
I will share a story with you in Italy. So I got with friends like in a club and then like announce, Lady Gaga gonna be in the house. And everybody came searching for Lady Gaga. Where is Lady Gaga? Where is Lady Gaga? Here she is. I came like like everybody. Where is Lady Gaga? And the people were like the friends of mine. Here she is, and they showed me, and everybody was so
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it worked for you. It worked really well for you because not just you look like her, but also you were in the modeling industry. It was something. It was the really early times as well. So I think it was the time where she was singing
Poker Face, I think.
Just Dance and Poker Face. Poker Face. You had exactly that look. So it worked for you really well.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What are you manifesting right now?
My books I manifest, let's say, because I'm writing a new book. I have another idea. So, I'm manifesting to become an author. I am an author right now, a published one. But I want to become like more authorish. More author. And I'm manifesting
Well, it's coming to you. It's coming your way.
Yeah, I'm manifesting this right now. It's also the season of summer to work on my project.
What kind of author do you think you'll be? Like, will it be novels? Will it be life experiences? What are you gonna write about?
Let's say I work on a novel, and I also work on another self-help book for women, for the 4 archetypes of the woman. It's a very interesting book that I'm doing. But my first goal was, that's why I started this career, let's say, was to write. Actually, my role model was J.K. Rowling. So my first goal was to write a book that would become a bestseller and then become a film. And one reason that I actually went to study film school, it was for when my books will become films, for me to be there and help them out and know how to help them out. That's why I studied.
Yes. So you can write the book and direct the film at the same time.
Actually, direct. I wouldn't say that I want actually to direct my book. I just want to be there.
Love that for you. What is your favorite quote or mantra or affirmation, if you have one?
Be awesome, let's say. That's the most cheesy mantra, I would say. Be awesome. Remember to be awesome.
Love that.
Because sometimes we forget that.
We do. It's easy to forget.
Yeah.
What are you inspired by?
Woman, let's say. I'm inspired by some woman. I think of singers like now. A lot of singers have inspired me, but I basically
Give them to me.
Like Lady Gaga, Gwen Stefani, Lana Del Rey. I love Lana Del Rey. J.K. Rowling, she's not a singer. Nicole Kidman. I'm inspired by women who actually work it through, find their personality, and give it to the world. And most of them are like very strong, intense personalities, but still they found a way to somehow influence the world. That's why I like Lady Gaga so much, because she's now influencing the world into positivity and kindness. She's a very kind person, as we can see, yes? And advocate for people to be different and believe in themselves. So this kind of woman who make it through all the odds, make it through and succeed, they are a great inspiration for me.
3 things you can't do without.
I can't do without my coffee, water, and without books. I love reading books, yes. And I have my water over here. I have 2 coffees, one for the resources, and one I haven't drank.
Go coffee.
Yeah, coffee is important.
If you could speak to your child self, what would you say to them?
Oh, not to worry about the future. And now, I would say to me right now as well, not to worry about the future.
That's really good. A common misconception about you.
That I'm crazy, but not okay.
Yes, because you're crazy, but okay.
Yes, because a lot of people called me the crazy one. That's why I actually chose this title, because I was titled as
you say that in the book, yes.
The crazy one, yes. And this is laid to people that do not know me to assume that I'm not okay. Because I was too loud. They saw me as a loud personality, a strong woman, did whatever I wanted, dress out however I wanted. And they said, she's crazy.
I think people use the word crazy too often. When we worked together, and I used to dress you and you were the model in the showroom, I never thought you were crazy. I thought you were a lot of fun. I thought you were definitely different. You were your own persona. And you did some really unhinged, crazy things, but I didn't think you were crazy. I remember you had the tendency to run around naked a lot.
Yeah, I still have this tendency. I love it.
I think I got in trouble a couple of times because I couldn't keep you still.
I love running naked.
That was so much fun. I love that.
Yes, I love
every day
freedom,
working with you, you definitely embody freedom. Let me tell you that. You definitely embody freedom. And every day working with you was so much fun.
Yeah, I'm glad. Fun is a very important thing in my life, to have fun. And that's why maybe I got misunderstood, because some people do not see it the way you saw it.
Most people don't allow themselves the freedom you allow yourself. So when was the last time you cried and why?
It was recently, but I don't remember actually. I have a deep wound of rejection inside of me because of modeling as well, yes. So I went on a trip and I got rejected so bad. Like the casting director looked at me because I don't know, she didn't like me of my age, of my whatever. I went because I didn't have an agency. I think that's why she rejected me. And she found that you don't have an agency. Sorry, because I went by myself over there, and I got rejected so bad. I got injured. It like poke me in this wound of rejection, of all the rejections in my life. And I somehow remember all the rejection from the bad. And I just cried for this little young girl, because I was crying for her that got rejected again on the job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's and I realized I actually, after that, I went to do a shamanic healing. I realized that I have this still wound inside of me. I still have it. I know when it emerges. It's a big wound of rejection that I went to. It's a funny story. Not a funny, but it's a nice story. And I went to heal it. And when I went to a shamanic experience to heal with my teacher, the next day I got sick. And I was in a state of fever, a lot of fever. And I somehow connected with the aspect of a girl in me that was, it was not me, it was a previous life that was poor and was rejected. And I think, as crazy as it seems, that this poor little girl died young in some kind of previous life. And this rejection of her from her old, because I think she was died from an illness or something, made her so deep wound as an existence, because we can get wounded as existence, that follows me till this life that I have to resolve this. But this, my fever is, I was in a fever state, and I was thinking of all of these stories that I could write a book about.
So where do you think you are in that journey? You think you're healing that part of you?
Yeah, I'm still healing. I have a lot of unresolved issues yet. I have emotions that's they're like these periods for me. The one period, the periods are for days. It's not like period 1 month. It's like I'm very bright and positive and very confident. Let's do it. And there are some periods that these wounds emerge and they come into, it's like little demons, like come alive to you. And I understand it now that they just want to be presented to you. Because first I dive in, oh my God, I'm so depressed, this happened in my life, this is happening in my life. But this is like exactly wounds that you need to work on. And this past week I have this wound again to go out, and it had a lot of it had to do with rejection. I have a lot of rejection issues inside of me to work on. Rejections from work, rejections from friends, rejection from men. Rejection have a lot of a significant portion of my reality, let's say, that I need to release. And I think I need to find to see that I'm enough, okay, rejection happens, but I'm still enough. To find again the confident days, because in the confident days, I'm like, yes, really, I can do everything, I can be the woman that I want to become. But all people have these days of healing sessions that you have to overcome them so you are happy again, and then they come again.
Well, you know what? I'm sure you will find a way to heal through this, and
Yes.
I wish you best luck on that healing journey, because you deserve it.
Thank you so much. You too.
So, last question: what gives you joy?
Not this flower right now. What gives me joy? People give me joy. Sometimes I'm afraid of people. I'm not gonna lie. Still, people, when I accept the company of people, they give me joy. They give me some experience, the compatible ones, yes. They give me experience that fills me with the energy to move on, to move people. Although I admit that sometimes I'm afraid of people. I'm not afraid, but every person is afraid of people, yes?
Yeah.
And try to avoid sometimes, but this is something that I have to resolve, the fear of people. And when I overcome this fear, then I have so much great time that, not all the time, but sometimes that I'm super bored. I have this great time of experience and emotions to go out again. Also, books give me joy, but this is an introvert thing.
Okay, so we're going to do a quote of the day.
Yes.
So I got some quotes here.
And I have to choose? How do I do that?
I'm gonna put my hands in.
Yes.
But you're gonna tell me when to stop. Okay?
Okay.
You ready?
I close my eyes,
Okay.
Stop.
Oh.
I
love this one.
Like a Chinese cookie.
Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. This is a quote from Brené Brown. I love Brené Brown. She's amazing.
Why sympathy drives this connection, though?
Okay, so empathy drives connection, fuels connection, because you're in that state with that person and you connect because you find a way to be with that person in that state. Sympathy drives this connection because it highlights the fact that you two are not in the same place, but that person feels bad for you.
Yeah,
so it's like to say,
sorry, she came. It's like,
oh, I'm so sorry for you. Oh, poor you. You'll get better. That's sympathy. But empathy is like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. I've been that recently and I know it feels awful and I hope you can get better.
Okay, I didn't know this. I didn't know this difference. Nice to know.
It's subtle. It's very subtle, but it makes a difference, One tells you, I'm with you. I've been there. I understand. The other one says, I don't understand, but I feel bad about this for you.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Please tell people
where they can find you.
Yes,
honestly, I've been waiting for an opportunity to invite you because I adore you. But tell people where they can find you and where they can buy your book.
My social media are Diana Chem, Diana Chem. And they can find my book in Amazon right now, online or paperback. They can order as Diana Chemeris, and the book called Crazy But Okay. They also can check my website, www.dianachem.com. I hope you're going to find me and enjoy reading.
Okay, thank you so much. I will put all of the links in the description
Thank
so
you so
people
much.
can find it easily with links and everything. All right.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a lovely day.
So meta.
Next on So Meta.
Hi, my name is Brescia and this is So Meta. People do not understand addiction at all and people do not ask the right questions. When you are in active addiction, you will do anything to support your habits.
Thing about addiction is that it gets worse when you isolate. You can't help somebody that doesn't want help.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that. I think my saving grace absolutely was rehab. It is okay to ask. It is okay to say I am struggling. And I feel like the world has not woken up yet and realized how serious this problem is. I was given a choice. I either go to jail or I go home to recover. And that was my turning point.
So